accountability is gonna be our best friend. I should enter some bloopers for y'all here for the day that I decided to do these daily diary series. So I basically was setting up the camera and I was trying to like see how everything would be so I could start filming that day. And my lighting was so freaking crazy. I'm gonna insert that here so y'all can see that lighting versus today's lighting. A woman of your word. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. If you say you're gonna show up, show up. Like if you can't hold yourself accountable and if you can't show up for you, you can't expect anybody else to do so. Okay, we have a double upload today because yesterday something came over me where I just didn't want to film. Like I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and I picked up the camera. I filmed, you know, like fresh off the wake up. And then I was telling myself like, oh, throughout the day I'll film or anything like that. But I just felt like really tired and depleted yesterday. And I feel like it was from my moods from the previous days or whatever. So I told myself yesterday that I wasn't going to do the mental gymnastics that I do all the time. I was just going to take that day off and just like whatever I wanted to do is exactly what I was going to do. Of course, me being me, I always get important things done because I feel like if I don't at least complete one or two tasks throughout the day, then what did I really do? There were a few changes with my health and my insurance and things like that or whatever. So I was able to follow up on trying to get, you know, like an updated therapist for myself. So I basically did all of that yesterday so I could start therapy sessions and stuff. So I'm just waiting to be contacted back. I really just want to pour into myself and I really just want to just be better, do better, and feel better. I feel like maybe for like the past 3 years, I feel like I've changed tremendously. And now I feel like I'm coming into myself, into how I want to be, into how I view myself, how I think about myself, all of these things. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm prioritizing myself, you know, because if I don't do that for me, no one's gonna do that for me. And there's people who love me and care about me and they're expecting me to like show up, not just for them but for myself because they love me, you know. And just learning how to like properly love yourself. And I say this all the time, like I'm very confident within myself. Like when I sit here and I talk to y'all probably feel like, oh, I never even thought that you thought about those things, or I never even thought that you was this type of person, or I never even thought that you had like these thoughts or these issues and things like that. It's like, let's be realistic. Everybody has their thing, right? And I'm very confident, I'm very secure in myself, but I know that as a person I'm not perfect, and there are habits, there are traits, there are characteristics that I might have that it might not be beneficial to other people or it might not be beneficial to me, you know. And honestly, as you grow older, like when you're a child, you think you know everything, you think you know yourself, you think whatever. And as you grow older, you go through these transitions of life and you just come into this new, like, I don't know, where I am right now is a great space. How I feel about myself is great. How aware, how gentle, how like even just me being able to be like, hey, this is what I'm going through and this is how I'm managing it. It's just like, yeah, like just be kind to yourself. Like you're kind to everybody else. Like why do you feel like you have to be perfect but you're not expecting that from anybody else? Like give yourself some grace, you know. So yesterday I didn't film anything and I was like, yo, it's okay. But then another part of me was like, it's cool if you would have worked and you would have did your work and you had your video for today, then you could have you could have relaxed. But that's not cool. So if you're gonna take the day off today, you have to double upload tomorrow. So you say you're gonna do something, do it, stick to it, show up. Of course you're gonna need to take breaks sometimes because things like that happen, but just make sure that you've done your part. just make sure that you kept your word. Right now, I just started this series. I don't know if anybody's watching for me at all. I don't know if anybody's waiting for me to post every day for the next 30 days, like I said. And to me, it's like, well, nobody's looking for me. Nobody cares. But it's just like, no, be a woman of your word. You said that you was going to show up every day for 30 days. I'm expecting 30 videos, not 28, not 29.